Welcome back to my channel, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kayla. I post anything from Catholicism to football to how my day went. So if you enjoy that kind of stuff, please don't forget to follow. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I am trying to grow this football loving, Jesus adoring, day-to-day community. So if that's what you like I said, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It would help me a lot in growing this community. Don't forget to like this video if you found it, if you got something out of it, or learned something. And anyways, let's get started, shall we? Tonight, as I'm wearing my Alabama shirt, that's probably about 10 years old, and as Alabama did lose today, I think we only lost by a couple of points, but we still did lose. But anyways, and as I finish up my mac and cheese, I had the munchies. One thing I want to mention is I reached my 10-year anniversary at Walmart. How? How? Seriously, y'all. How is that real? How is that real? I don't know how that's real. Please explain to me in the comments how that's real. How I'm still in disbelief. Other thing that I wanted to chat about is my surgery experience. I've gotten a few people at work asking me how did I handle surgery? Mainly, how did I handle the anesthesia? I've only had 2 surgeries. One I'm recovering from currently, and the other one was 4 years ago. So I figured we could chat about that. My first surgery was gallbladder surgery. And I had it removed because I had been having a lot of issues with it. I have been having attacks, just one right after the other, mini attacks, gallbladder attacks, just one right after the other. And I finally got the ball rolling to have it taken out. I did the ultrasound, and then I did the HIDA scan, and then I did the endoscopy, which is the camera down your throat, which you are asleep for that. You are not awake for that. And then after that, I was sent to one surgeon at one of the hospitals here in town that my insurance doesn't cover that hospital, so I had to have my GI doctor who is my current GI doctor. I had to have him refer me to another surgeon out of the hospital that my insurance does cover. And she was amazing. She did a great job. I have not had any issues since. I just have colitis and lactose intolerance, which I've had that since I was a kid. Intestinal issues, but that only happens when I drink too much of this. So I try not to drink so much of it. But anyways, I didn't really have a bad experience with surgery, with anesthesia. My anesthesia, like I said, I didn't have a bad experience with it. My body reacted pretty well. Obviously, I felt sick to my stomach after gallbladder surgery because it was on my stomach. With the pain, they don't tell you how bad the pain is until the day of surgery. The day of surgery, the surgeon comes in and tells you Where the incision is, where they take the gallbladder out, is where it's going to hurt the most. And she wasn't kidding. She didn't lie. It did hurt a lot. And that was like right here where my thumb's at, is where the incision was that she took it out. And they were about as long as my thumbnail. 3 of them. You could connect the dots. Up here, belly button, and right here. Like, it's like the Bermuda Triangle on my stomach. And so that wasn't bad. The pain was horrendous where they took it out. Then they inject the gas that they inject you with, goes up to your shoulder. Goes up to your shoulders. I got all my information about the surgery itself, how you would have, you know, the pain afterwards, from my god sister who had hers out not too long before. So I got all my information from her, all the tests that they would have to do, everything. I got all of that from her. And so if you have to have your gallbladder out, I highly recommend y'all talking to your friends, talking to your family, to see if they have had, and talk to someone who has had their gallbladder out, because that is where you will get the most of your information. So, you know, they do it, like I said, they inject you with gas, and that gas travels up to your shoulders, and you will have the worst shoulder pain of your life. It'll feel more like you just did an arm day, like a shoulder workout, and the after pain from that. So, but as far as nausea afterwards, I did feel a little bit of it, but after I got out of a moving vehicle and got into my bed, it went away. So the painkillers they prescribed me didn't work. The constipation meds, which, yeah, you won't be able to go poop for 3 days, probably. I had got my period, I think, 3 days afterwards, and I didn't have any cramps, which was amazing, amazing. Now let's get into my current surgery I'm recovering from. I'm currently recovering from what it's technically called carpal tunnel release, because it's not a surgery, because half my hand would be opened up and I would not have been able to go to work. So all it is the pad, the Band-Aid pad, that's the length of the incision. And there's 3 little bitty, and there's 3 little stitches. The pain, like, this kind of aches. It's not like a pain, it's an ache. But I'm finally able to make a fist again. The Band-Aid I'm using are the water block Band-Aids, meaning they keep the water out, but when it gets wet, unfortunately, you gotta change it, which is fine. But with this, I was not put completely under, meaning I did not need a breathing tube. I was breathing on my own. With gallbladder surgery, that was completely different. I was completely unconscious for that. A machine was breathing for me. Whereas now, with this, all I had was like a mask over my face. And I knew I had one on my face because I woke up, because the post-op nurse that was taking care of me, he did a fantastic job, moved the mask. And so that's how I knew that I had a mask on my face. The recovery time was not nearly as long as with gallbladder surgery. Gallbladder surgery, I was out for 2 weeks. This, I was only out from the 2 days before to through the following Wednesday, so pretty much a week. And I'm doing this because it's itchy and I cannot physically scratch it, but the issues I was having with carpal tunnel, I worked at McDonald's for 4 years before I started at Walmart. And that's where my carpal tunnel problem started. I was flipping fry baskets just like this over and over and over and over again. And their insurance sucks. People that work there will tell you, don't get it, it sucks. So all I could do was wear a brace, like the gray hand braces that you see, which is what I wear when I'm at work, so the Band-Aid stays in place. But I disregarded that so I could actually get my job done better. So I was only out for a week. I should have taken longer, but I didn't. I was actually starting to go stir crazy going out home, being at home all day, and I'm actually grateful I stayed. I went back to work when I did, because I mean, I went back to my normal routine, and you know, my brother went back to his normal routine, you know, got back in his normal routine, which, if y'all could say some prayers for my brother, his stomach has not been acting right. He has been pooping 3 freaking times in the morning in the span of at least 2 hours. Whereas before he would just go once. And maybe another time later on in the day. If y'all could say some prayers for him, I know he'd appreciate it. So, as far as recovery time for gallbladder surgery compared to carpal tunnel release, it's completely different. With gallbladder surgery, I had to take 2 weeks off. With this, only a week. The doctor that did my surgery, he said you could go back to work the next day. No. I couldn't even drive a car for 24 hours. And that was from about 2 p.m. this past Friday to 2 p.m. the next day. I couldn't even drive a damn car. I was still under the effects of anesthesia. I was not about to go to work the very next day. I still had, and I can't go to work on light duty unless I was hurt at work. Unless I developed carpal tunnel syndrome at work, and I would have to know that day. No. Like, no. So, I hope this helps. I pray to the Lord that it helps, and I pray for anybody who's going through gallbladder problems, or who's having gallbladder problems, or GI issues, and anybody who's having carpal tunnel problems, because that's my incision. I would love to show it to y'all, but I'm not that kind of person. So if y'all have any questions for me at all regarding gallbladder surgery, the testing, and carpal tunnel release, which is what I had done, it was a 10 to 20 minute procedure. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to ask me in the comment section. Please feel free to go to the comment section and ask away. I will do my best to answer them based on personal experience. And if I don't know the answer, I will go to good old Google and find the Mayo Clinic's website and see if the Mayo Clinic knows. Because that's where my god sister went for all of her testing for pre-gallbladder surgery. Like the HIDA scan, the ultrasound, all of it. She went to Mayo Clinic. So if I don't know, I will find out. But please feel free to ask me the questions about gallbladder surgery, the recovery, carpal tunnel release, and the recovery, if you have any. And as always, and I am signing off here. Thank y'all so much for watching. I pray y'all have a great night, because it is nighttime. It is 12:54 at night, when I'm recording this, when this goes live, it might be probably almost 1, depending on how long this takes to upload. So, again, I thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up and comment if y'all have any questions about gallbladder surgery, the recovery time, carpal tunnel release, and recovery time, or anything revolving around that. Please don't hesitate to comment. Please don't hesitate to go to the comment section and ask away. I do see and read every single comment. Do I respond to a lot of them? If they're negative, I do not. I do not. I see them, but they don't deem a response to me. But if y'all have any questions about the topics I just mentioned, please go to the comments and ask away. I will see them, and I will do what I can to answer them. Again, please subscribe, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I don't post that often, but I am trying. I'm trying. So don't forget to like this video, comment any questions you may have about carpal tunnel and gallbladder surgeries. Again, I answer them based on personal experience. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Peace out, fam.